Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Twitter Spaces edition AEW All Out preview and prediction show. We're about to hop right on into this thing, ladies and gentlemen. You can find us at linktr.ee/2sweetpod on YouTube as well at Caribbean Elite. So a lot of stuff going on in the AEW land and the wrestling land. And we're gonna just jump right on into it, ladies and gentlemen. First off, we can just start right up at the top. Kenny Omega versus Christian Cage. A lot of people thought this was gonna be Hangman Page's time, but here we are. He has a baby on the way, so Christian Cage is in, the Impact World Champion. So what do you guys think about this match? Are you excited for it? Thumbs up, thumbs down on this one?
Well, I'm just gonna say that it's gonna be a good match, and because we already had the Gentleman versus for the Impact Championship at AEW Rampage, so it's gonna be a good match. All out. Cannot wait for that match.
Yes, indeed. Me either. Like Christian, you needed a guy in there just from an overall perspective to teach these young guys how to slow down in a match. And Christian, man, he is an outstanding, one of the most underrated workers in wrestling history. You know what? Initially, I was not excited for this match, but as the build has gone on, I have become very excited for this match up. I got Kenny Omega taking the dub here. I think we're saving his defeat for Hangman Page. Who you guys got?
I'm gonna go ahead and say Kenny Omega.
Omega? All right.
Omega.
Yeah. Sorry, Omega. Yeah, this is for Kenny. I mean, I think it's a Christian's moment, but on Impact, which is a very good thing. And I'm actually terrified because Christian could actually take the belt from Kenny, but I think Kenny will retain and might lose it at full year or later against Hangman.
Yes, I totally agree with that. So, should be an incredible matchup. Speaking of incredible matchups, CM Punk is back, and this man is about to be in a ring wrestling for the first time in 7 years. And I just got to say, from a personal perspective, seeing CM Punk and Sting share a ring last night was just incredible. Just wrestling in 2021 is just off the charts crazy, man. But CM Punk versus Darby Allin, and crazy thing about this one is someone has to lose here. And like, who do you guys have? Is it Punk? Is it Allin?
I'm not sure.
It's gonna be an awesome match. It's gonna be an awesome match. You're gonna CM Punk is back. He challenged Darby Allin. He told himself that he's the best in the world. And I cannot wait to see that match over. It's gonna be an epic match right here.
Yes, indeed. Like, if this is a literal dream match, I think this falls on the dream match category. You got the guy that AEW has built up from the beginning. You got CM Punk star coming in Chicago. I think the best way here, I think you can't have CM Punk lose his first match back. So I'm going to go with a CM Punk roll-up for the win to protect Darby Allin.
Oh, man, roll up.
Like, yeah, you gotta do something to protect Darby.
Yeah, so
Good.
I was gonna say that you guys know I don't like the Punk for the sake of argument here. He does need to be protected. He cannot take a pin, he cannot take a submission. If a DQ happens, that saves both people. But imagine if Daniel Bryan comes in and messes up the match, or someone else messes up the match. Because on Dynamite, he almost got dumped by 2.0 and Daniel Garcia.
Yeah.
So why not have the interference again just to save Punk? Because that was some lazy ass GTS in the ring, and I'm like, I don't think you're ring ready. And to face Darby's the easy answer to face, to get back into it. But just point, Punk can't lose. So I'm going with a DQ. They have to utilize the DQ.
Oh.
Yep. Though, the CM Punk is over there.
I just think CM Punk's gonna win. I just think CM Punk's gonna win because Darby's gonna put on a good match and they're gonna have a good match and I just believe CM Punk's gonna probably win.
I can barely hear you, brother.
Yeah, so
That's all good. Whenever you want to jump on, it's cool, man. I think he's losing connection on that one. But this should be wherever they go. DQ, Darby wins, CM Punk win. I think there's going to be a lot of debate back and forth on the result of the match. And I want to see, Maria, you brought it up. Is CM Punk ring ready? Like, are we going to see the old CM Punk or are we going to see an old CM Punk?
We're going to see an old one. If he's doing the GPS, he's not changing his pit. And to me, that's not moving the needle.
Right.
Like, fuck out of here.
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah, well, I mean, he has been training prior to going back. And I didn't see like much of ring rust when he was jumped on in the ring. But regardless of the result, I mean, it's gonna put Darby really over. It's gonna be good for the both of them, regardless of the result. I don't see CM Punk losing in Chicago, nonetheless.
Yeah, in his hometown, I think they're gonna give him the dub. Moving on here, Chris Jericho versus MJF. I gotta tell y'all, I am not interested in this. If Chris Jericho loses, he will never wrestle an AEW matchup again. I really think that, okay, you should have had the labors of Jericho end at All Out if you were going to do all of this. Nevertheless, it is Jericho versus MJF who you guys have.
I am not interested as you are, but I agree with your point. It could have ended at All Out if Jericho wanted to do this.
Right. Totally. Because I think, like, you got it.
We can totally reimagine this whole Inner Circle versus Pinnacle rivalry because, the Inner Circle, because the Pinnacle, they beat the Inner Circle at the Blood and Guts match, and the Inner Circle beat the Pinnacle at the NCP match, and now the leaders of the Inner Circle and Pinnacle are going at it, and now it's going to be the final fight of this rivalry. So I'm going to pick Chris Jericho.
Yes, as for result of the match, I think Jericho, like, at this point, he has to win if he's going to keep rematching it like this. I just think the feud has been done in reverse. Like, I think War Games should have been like the last match. The War Games should have been at All Out. That's what I think.
Certainly, and I mean, even if he doesn't wrestle that much after, because he's got Frosty, Touring, and everything else, I hope this one goes for Jericho, and that it is the definitive final chapter. I mean, it kind of reminds me when JC announced he was retiring, and then he went out with 3 more albums, so, like, are you on or not?
Right. And yeah, definitely got Jericho picking up the dub here as we move on. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD versus Chris Statlander. This all got kicked up when Red Velvet versus Britt Baker in Pittsburgh. Britt Baker landed the beatdown, and Chris Statlander comes in with the save. So I gotta say, this feud hasn't been built up as much as I thought it would be. Got Chris Statlander, who's excellent in the ring. Britt Baker, who's one of the top stars in the company. I'm just not as invested as I thought I would be into this feud, although I'm very excited to see this match. Who do you guys have taking it?
It'll be
You kind of broke up on that one.
Britt Baker. Yeah, he said Britt Baker as would taking the championship. If you didn't hear him. I guess I have to go with Britt too. Unless, I mean, like, I like Chris. can't really say.
Right, I gotta agree with that. Like Chris Statlander, just think about when she came back. I forget what matchup that was. The matchup with the tag team's best friends and Miro and God, his name is escaping me right now. Kip Sabian. When she came back, yeah, when she came back then, like the fans just lost it, and she had a lot of momentum. And she still has momentum, just not as much as before. Nevertheless, what's that?
Britt Baker is going to retain the title.
Yes, as for the result of the match, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, retains the title.
Yeah, and after, I mean, I'd like to see Thunder Rosa go back to the top and deal with her again to like give a closure to that. Maybe the next one to take the title might be Thunder Rosa. I don't want Nyla to go at that again.
Yes, I gotta totally agree with that. I'm a huge Thunder Rosa fan, and like, yeah, that's like one of AEW's top rivalries. If you ask me, like, I think they're gonna be main eventing a pay-per-view on this guy.
And that is a top rivalry.
Kind of breaking up. Breaking up a little bit there. But yeah, most certainly Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker, just money. As we move,
kind of happening to all of us because we're hearing an echo area.
Right. I don't know what's going on with Twitter Spaces at the moment. But as we move on, AEW Tag Team Championships are on the line. The Young Bucks, the Bucks of Youth, versus the Lucha Brothers steel cage match. Like, this is just gonna be a wild match. Like, the Bucks and the
There's gonna be a wild card.
yes, they had a wild match. I forget at what pay-per-view that was. I think that was a ladder match.
It was the first All Out.
Yes, the first All Out because
Tremendous.
you got it.
I got a lot of tremendous ladder match. Like Triple H tag team titles.
Yes, because that's when Santana and Ortiz came back. That was definitely at All Out, and I expect just a nuts match here. Who do you guys have winning?
Hockey to the Bucks. From what I heard. Sorry to go completely. But the Bucks, I mean, even dropping anything too.
Well, I gotta.
It's not the Lucha Brothers that want to win it. It's gonna be a Bucks.
Wow. Well, I'm alone on this one. I got the Lucha Brothers winning the championships here. I think.
Look, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I got the Lucha Brothers winning here. I think it's time for the titles to come off the Bucks. If I'm looking at it, I would have had Santana and Ortiz do it, but I think the Lucha Brothers are gonna take it.
Sure, I think
Lucha Brothers.
Yeah. I mean, every time the Lucha Brothers and the Bucks step in the ring, they always deliver bangers. That's guaranteed. And I do want the Lucha Brothers to win. Now, in the case they don't, then the next have to be Santana and Ortiz at New York.
Yes, most certainly. If anybody doesn't have anything else to add on here, any closing thoughts, I will move on. Nevertheless, match of the night potential here in a freaking steel cage. Like somebody going to the top of the cage. That's all I know. Somebody is definitely going to the top of that cage as we move on. The AEW TNT Championship is on the line. Miro versus Eddie Kingston in what I expect to be a physical, in the immortal words of Biggie, two meaty man in the ring, bumping meats. This is going to be that type of match. Who do you guys have winning?
For a miracle.
Miro versus.
For a miracle. It would be Kingston.
Wow.
I'm going with Miro. I think Miro got a long reign ahead of him.
Yes. Me personally, I like what Miro has going on, God's favorite champion. This is the guy that I thought we were getting when he came from WWE. And I got him taking a dub here.
Yeah, I would say Miro just because of story. He's having a really powerful storyline at the moment. I can see like Eddie Kingston taking the TNT championship off of like Moxley. If Moxley ever gets it again. Like I don't see Kingston taking it off of Miro at this time.
I got to totally agree with that one. Nevertheless, two great guys. I expect a really good matchup out of this one. Miro for the dub for me as we keep it rolling. Jon Moxley versus Satoshi Kojima, New Japan Pro Wrestling legend. You got Miro taking it? You got me?
Yeah.
All right.
Miro is having the run of his life. So I hope it goes for longer.
Yes, I really like what they got going on with Miro. So yeah, I'm very excited about that matchup and his run he currently has going on. We got Jon Moxley versus Satoshi Kojima, New Japan Pro Wrestling legend. Who do you guys have taking this one?
Kojima. And if he doesn't win, I'm going to be upset.
Wow.
I'll help you, Ryan Murray. Kojima deserves to win.
He does, man.
So,
I'm with Moxley on this one.
all right. I think Moxley is gonna take this one. Me personally, what should be a very interesting matchup. Like I like this cross. The forbidden door has just been ripped open. Like I like to see the women get more involved on the forbidden door. I think we've had that conversation before. But nevertheless, right. I got Moxley taking this one.
I just want to point out that it's very impressive that Kojima has been wrestling since before I was born, which is how long time ago, and he's in amazing shape. I mean, so the chance of start that Moxley might take the win, that Kojima, I'm sorry, is just delivering bangers, and that's awesome.
Yes, indeed. Like I'm very excited for this matchup, and like these contracts that Moxley has been talking about. Who is next? That's what I want to know. So as we keep it rolling here, we got Paul White versus QT Marshall, and I said last night I just figured out why this matchup is on the card. This is the cool down match after CM Punk and Darby Allin. That is why this matchup is on the card. Who do you guys got in this one?
And you know, I saw that tweet, and looking back at it, I was like, yeah, that's true. But this is like my bathroom break. I don't care about this match at all.
Is there any question that Paul White's going over in less than 2 minutes?
Yeah, Paul White has this one. Jim Ross called him the Big Show last night. I don't know if y'all heard that Freudian slip.
We saw. I think it's not a question of who's winning, but how long it's going for.
This
Yeah,
one,
that's true.
you got it.
Look, I don't doubt that QT Marshall or whatever is a good trainer at the factory and everything. But I do hope he takes the out and gets the hell out of my TV.
Yes, I totally agree with that one. This one needs to go like 5 minutes. Just like yeah,
Man, don't charge her like singing him.
like okay, 5-10 minutes. How about that? But it,
That's what you get, like 5 to 10 minutes. What's wrong with you? 2 minutes.
oh, 2 minutes.
2 minutes, choke slam, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I would be with that. Let's get it out the way. Let's get it out of the way. Paul White takes the dub here. I don't think there's any question. But yeah, let's just get this one out the way quick. Last up on the card, the 21 woman, Casino Battle Royal for a future title shot. We don't really have contestants.
And we just got word.
Go ahead.
Abaddon and Legit
And
Layla Hirsch were added.
Okay. Speaking of Layla Hirsch, did y'all see that match she had at the pay-per-view with at NWA? Her, it was incredible, man. Like Camille towers over Layla Hirsch, but it's like my brother always said, well, like if a smaller wrestler has a bunch of submissions, like it's very believable. If you lock somebody in a submission, anybody can tap out, and that's the story they told with that match.
Yeah, and she starts attacking the legs first, which works for her and gives her the community she needs.
Right. Incredible matchup. But looking at the 21 woman Casino Battle Royal, we just talked about Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker, and I'm going to assume that, well, no, not assume, Thunder Rosa is going to be in that Battle Royal based on that beatdown that she took towards the end of Dynamite. My pick is Thunder Rosa to win here. Who do you guys have taking it?
Alright, so you picked Thunder Rosa. I picked it up before Ty Copy or Thunder Rosa or Legit Layla Hirsch.
I wouldn't have a problem with any of them winning that. Any of those three is a perfectly fine choice for me.
I don't necessarily have a choice, so we can see who wins. But story-wise, I don't mind Thunder Rosa. I don't mind Big Slow, because she still has some good goodness. So yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I gotta go just because of the whole Twitter thing. And yes, I'm saying the Twitter trials.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see it.
What's that?
I was going to say, I'd like to see I'd win it. Someone that knows.
You kind of broke up on that. Who do you have winning it?
Any outsider, essentially someone that either no one's seen coming or maybe a new signee that comes in as a surprise appearance.
You know what? How about Ruby Soho?
Ooh.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes. She's supposed to be a part of the whole thing.
I mean,
So, really, with Ruby, that's actually my surprise. That's actually my surprise pick.
you know what? I would not.
With her goes Big Swole.
Big Swole, that's another one I wouldn't mind winning. I don't think there's a necessarily wrong choice to have win this Battle Royal.
Not even
What about
with
maybe Anna Janney?
not even with Nyla Rose.
No, I don't want another Rose either.
Nah. Like I think she's been in the title hunt enough for me. Like I think
hasn't been in the title hunt.
she has not. I think there's clearly some star potential there with Jade Cargill, but not. I don't think she's ready yet. Like I think she's on the way to getting there.
And it's too soon for her.
Not even with all of
After.
I mean,
What
she's
about even Ty Conti?
okay, Ty Conti.
Ty, yeah.
But let me say this about Ty. Just overall, great in the ring, but swear to God, she needs a W. Bad. So good match.
I would 100% agree with that one. But that would be an excellent choice as well. So we've gotten through all of the matchups on a scale of 1 to 10. How excited are you guys for AEW All Out?
11.
Yeah.
100.
Yes.
I would say 11.
Yes.
I'm not as excited as I was with the previous All Out and just AEW in general. So I'm just probably gonna be mellow about it and give it a 5 to be generous.
Corey.
Oh my.
Okay.
Corey.
Yes.
Dude, we got Orange Cassidy, Chuck Taylor, Wheeler Yuta, Jurassic Express versus HFO.
Right. That's on the buy-in.
Yes.
So
really for that one, HFO.
Right. My theory with the pre-show is the faces always win. I always pick the faces, so I'm gonna go with the best friends in Jungle Express on that one.
Most likely that's what's gonna happen.
On a side note, I think the Matt Hardy HFO thing, like I think it's time to break it up. Like let Private Party, I think they've lost some momentum. Let them go off on their
They
own.
need to do it several ways.
Yes.
And I'm just saying.
No, it's cool. I mean, my guys, Private Party, to do their own thing, work with them and Hardy. I don't think it's helping them.
Right. Clearly, they are faces to me. Because when they come out, the crowd would just get up on their feet when they used to come out.
Yep.
And yeah, I think they need to break away too. Another thing, if he comes back, where do you guys see Daniel Bryan possibly showing up at all?
Man, this is gonna be something special.
Yeah.
Only after the Omega match, if Omega retains.
What's that?
If Kenny Omega retains against Christian, Daniel Bryan shows up.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, most likely right there.
Wow.
I would agree with that, and I'm going to expand on it because I think it might have happened after Dynamite went off the air, or probably during when Tony Khan came out and he was like really angry, and Kenny Omega had some like backhanded comments. So imagine if like Kenny wins, and then Tony Khan comes out and he's like, "This is like my ace in the hole," and damn, it's Daniel Bryan.
Wow.
Yeah. Personally, even if it was a surprise match at the end of the night, Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson versus Kenny Omega, steel cage.
I'll tell y'all what, here from a personal perspective for me, Daniel Bryan approaching Kenny Omega would just be one of the top moments of this era. But I think at that point, I think you can't go back to Hangman Page. That's the only reason I would slightly be against this one, because at that point, Daniel Bryan and Kenny Omega is the matchup, and like Hangman Page is just.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, we're gonna get into a back frame.
It's a long-term story. It's a long-term story between Adam Page and Kenny.
Right.
So they're waiting another year.
Well,
But the problem is that this story started in 2016. It slowly started since then, and I think we're gonna get burnt out. However, hear me out on this, right?
Right.
This is gonna be the first time, like, if Daniel Bryan shows up, and goes one-on-one Kenny Omega in the cage match for the title, Hangman can slowly turn heel, and he could be like, everyone passed me up when I was number one on the rankings. Because rankings not count anymore. And he takes out CM Punk. He takes out Daniel Bryan. He takes out Christian Cage. He gets to Kenny Omega finally. And they give him the belt at the end of all of that. Obviously, we're coming to the end of the year, so we're going to have it another year. But I'd rather see a heel Hangman get what he deserves and grow up a little bit. Because he can't keep doing this. I hit rock bottom. I'm a teenage kid. I'm a teenage feeling, wrapped up in my feelings, and can't be an adult. Like, I need him to really be a heel, dig deep down inside, destroy everybody, and then destroy Kenny, and raise that belt above his head.
Alright. But let me say this. So basically what you're saying is, go this lone wolf route. I mean, we've been seeing Daniel Bryan and Kenny Omega fight since it was a short-term match with him, Daniel Bryan, and Seth Rollins.
I'm trying to get him before that, so that's what I'm saying.
Say it again? You said a triple threat.
You know, I think Cody Rhodes might return.
You think who's? I can barely hear you. Say who's retiring?
I might say Cody Rhodes gonna return.
Ah.
Malachi Black.
I think they're setting up for another. Speaking of Cody Rhodes, I think they're setting up for another Malachi Black match. I hope Cody Rhodes doesn't do the John Cena to where he loses the first match in the feud and then comes back on the back end and wins the second match.
Probably.
Yeah, I can
But
see.
then loses the third.
Okay, I can live with that. If they have a third one,
So long as it doesn't become the next MJF versus Jericho.
oh god, like how?
I'm not gonna lie, but I think it's gonna be a good match.
What do you guys think about the possibility of even Moose going on?
Hey,
Mo-
I need you guys a favor. What up? I want you guys to go to YouTube and press the search button and type in Mega Flint. Make sure it's go to my channel. Sorry. I'm doing really good stuff right now. So it's MEGA spacebar FLYNT.
All right, man. I'll check you out whenever we jump off of here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ozzy, you mentioned Moose. I didn't get your question. What did you say about Moose?
It's one thing I've noticed is it's been rumored for a long time that he's leaving Impact and possibly going to AEW.
Really?
I mean, he signed a new contract with Impact. Maybe on the fine print, it says that he could probably show up.
Right.
I like staying there.
Right.
Has it been confirmed that he signed with Impact again?
No, how do I remember it? I think he said himself that he resigned. He had maybe probably tweeted it out. But yeah, he resigned with Impact. But as far as like going to another promotion in wrestling, I mean, we saw him come up in Impact Pro Wrestling. So AEW is probably right there too, in the fine print.
Well, I tell you what. I was speaking to that fact. Like we've yet to see, or we've rarely seen an Impact person show up on AEW Dynamite. So if Moose shows up, I would like to see that forbidden door is cracked open. That's something that hasn't really been going down on Dynamite. So I'd like to see that happen.
Yeah, I would too.
Right. So that is it for the AEW Dynamite review. One quick thing before we leave. What's your guys' thoughts on Triple H getting the boot from NXT?
Yeah,
Let me say something. Holy crap! What the hell? Vince, what is wrong with you?
Like,
You out of your damn mind.
And they wonder why RIP is trending.
right.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's me being sarcastic.
Another thing about this NXT that
They going back to their roots.
I couldn't
What
work.
game show stuff?
Let's see how it goes. But anticipating
Kind of breaking up. But Vince McMahon, Bruce Pritchard taking over producing for NXT, and man, like, what I need to hear some kind of interview, media call with Triple H. I need to hear his thoughts or something.
Yeah, right? It'd be like, hey, how long is it going to take to become your 2 weeks in and be a free agent?
All the best is
The
all of you.
funniest thing about it was the meme that came out saying, all of
Yeah.
this is all elite.
Yeah, definitely, man.
That would be
Oh
funny.
my god.
And to think, like, NXT was the brand that I was so out on WWE, I'd watch it, but I was never really invested. And NXT comes along, they build it up. It's like, okay, I love this thing again. I love wrestling again from WWE standpoint. And now, man, it's just going into Vince McMahon's vision. And, oof, boy, I don't know how that's going to look, but we will certainly find out.
It's not gonna be good.
Man, that is
not at all.
It's
depressing.
gonna get worse.
That is so depressing, man. But
Yeah,
never,
you telling me?
yeah, man, tough to see. But that is it, ladies and gentlemen. AEW All Out predictions. Triple H, I don't know where he's gonna go. He's gonna be sitting in the back somewhere. But that is it. Thank you guys for coming out. Mega Flint, Ozzy, thank you for coming out, brother. Ozzy, let me get your Twitter. At Ozzy Lucian. Check him out on Twitter. And as always, Marie Shadows, Resilient, Revenant R, thank you guys as well for coming out.
You're welcome.
Problem, bro.
Thank you, Corey.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you all, and we'll be back here next week talking
And we
wrestling.
will have our regular scheduled program. And also our anime corner.
Yes, I keep forgetting about that. Brother, what you got this week?
Guys, and don't forget to go ahead and subscribe to my channel, Mega Spacebar Flint, MEGA Spacebar FLYNT.
Gotcha, brother.
So that's internal conflict, okay?
Gotcha, brother. I will check you out. But that is it. If you got something to say about anime rep, I gotta catch to your eternity third episode. Like
Dude, you're on episode 3, right?
no, I watched episode 2, and I had that lined up to talk about last week. But I'm gonna have to check episode 3 out.
Dude, just send me the Discord.
Okay.
Just send me the Discord again. And I'll voice call you then.
Okay. I will definitely do that.
Send it to me after this.
Okay. We'll definitely talk about episode 3 next week, as always, at the end of the wrestling topics, the anime corner.
Yep.
So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. I'll catch y'all next week on a Too Sweet podcast. Something crazy is going to happen in wrestling this week. And it's just like every week, wrestling 2021 is awesome. So we are out, ladies and gentlemen. Catch y'all next week.
Yes,
Thank you. Stay safe, guys. Nice to see y'all.
Thanks, guys.
and stay blessed.
Stay blessed. All right.
And,